Hey boo, hey, it is Coach Jineen. I am jumping on live with a little impromptu. We trying something new. So I want to see if a few more people come on. If not, you'll catch it on a replay. So for the people who don't know me, I'm Coach Jineen. I am a mindset coach and a self-love expert, helping ambitious moms to alleviate overwhelm, self-neglect, so they can experience more inner peace, more wholeness, and more confidence, okay? And I want you to incorporate more self-love along the way. So I'm trying something new. You're going to start to see some IG Live series because I want to welcome my audience. I haven't really been jumping on video lately, and I just wanted to say hey and start to tell you a little bit about me and what's been going on. So let's just start there first, right? So let's jump into my story. Wow, about 5 years I had hit my rock bottom. I was going through struggling with neglecting myself. I had got sick. I went through a bad divorce. Also had some grief with a family member dying, and just life was lifing, and it was really bad. And I had hit my rock bottom, and I wanted to do something about it. And so when I hit the rock bottom, I began my podcast, right? That's called Intentional Queen Podcast, Journey to Restoration with Jineen. When I started that podcast, I was in some of my toughest moments. God had put it on my spirit to speak to people while I was also healing. That's why I love to heal people, right? Wow. 3 years, we've had thousands of women be impacted by my podcast, but also through my mindset coaching. And now I'm doing some new things, and I wanted to invite you into that space with me and get to know me on a more intimate level, see what's going on, and see how you can be served by me. So that's my story. I have a son. So that's why I help ambitious moms. And in my day-to-day, I do nurse anesthesiology. And I believe that ambitious women who are 9-to-5s, have entrepreneurship, doing all those things, struggling with neglecting themselves, right? Not putting ourselves first. Or what else are you doing? You're frustrated, you're overwhelmed, you have all these tasks, you have all these things, and you're still trying to show up for yourself. And I believe that when all those things hit me in my rock bottom, I wanted to do something about it. And so that led me on my workout journey. I lost 30 pounds. That led me to getting my thyroid fully corrected. That led me to go into mindset coaching and then becoming a mindset coach. That also led me to the podcast, which became like my online journal. And I spoke to the women who were like me, and they kept coming. I see you guys who are tuning in. Hello. I see you. So all those things is how I got here. One of the things that I did do, I did the BLOOM Masterclass back in June, and y'all came through and served me. And so I did another survey, and I asked you guys, would you want me to do it again? So it's coming back up. We're going to do the BLOOM Masterclass. I'm going to call it 2.0, and I'm going to do it again. And what it was I was basically just showing you how to show up with more confidence, how to do more mindfulness, and how to build your dream life. Because confidence to me is you have to start with self-belief. And if you don't believe in yourself, because I have my signature BLOOM framework, if you do not believe in yourself, you cannot pass go. And the survey of the women told me they didn't want to move past fear and that they felt stuck. Like, I don't normally do IG Lives, but you see I'm on here and we're doing this thing. So I'm just my own testament. And I believe that people follow you when you are showing up as you, as your authentic self, and people can see themselves inside you. So I want to be that person for you where you can see where you can be to build the dream life that you want by just showing up and being your authentic self, and also showing up and pushing past fear and moving past the discomfort, because it's going to come a time where you have to get tired of being uncomfortable. So you're going to have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. So that's my story. I wanted to teach a little bit today, and then I'm going to jump off the live, but you're going to start to see more lives with me because I want to just get to know you. So if you want to drop where you are in the chat, say, hey, share it with a friend. But today I really want to talk to my people pleasers. That's my goal today. And what I want to talk to you about today is you have to teach people how to treat you. And what I mean by that is, as moms, as entrepreneurs, as women doing all the things, carrying all the hats, we have a tendency to do people pleasing. And that means doing what people want us to do, knowing it feels uncomfortable. And sometimes people take advantage of you always just downplaying yourself to make everybody feel comfortable. And that's how neglecting starts. That's how guilt starts. That's how resentment starts. And we're trying to build the life without the overwhelm, without the guilt, without the resentment. And so that starts with boundaries. And boundaries are for you, not for them. And I've learned even from coaching women, even in my own life, when I started having healthy boundaries, it was a game changer. It's a non-negotiable, because people know then what you will accept and what you won't. And if people think you easily to step over, they're going to keep pushing you and pushing your triggers or trying you. And now you wondering why your energy is depleted, while you're the one looking disheveled, while you're not the one with your skin glowing and drinking your water, like, because you out there doing the most, aka superwoman syndrome. You have to get to a point that you learn how it's okay to let down what doesn't serve you, or a good no. And remember, no is a complete sentence. So I just want to give you 3 tips today before I jump off this live, but it was on my spirit to jump on, say hey to the community, and give you something about boundaries, because that has been something I'm talking about on the podcast. And I also talked about that in my BLOOM Masterclass, and that resonated with everybody. So to create healthy boundaries, first of all, you got to see how it feels in your gut when you say yes to something that you really want to say no to. If it leads you in a space, in a place like, I don't really like that, or you really don't want to do it, that's a sign to yourself that maybe I shouldn't have did that, or maybe there needs to be a boundary there. If it's causing you so much distress, so much unrest, so much like, then you need to put a boundary there. What does a boundary look like? Saying no. What does a boundary saying block time out for you? That's a good boundary. Another way to create a healthy boundary is recognizing that you matter. I think sometimes as moms, we fall last because we always want to serve our kids, be there for everybody else. But like I coach my clients, especially, I'm going to shout out Brandy, and she left it in my testimonial, is when you're good, your kids are good. So when you are being the best you, the best version of you, taking care of you, your kid will be okay. And that's what I've learned too. Me just serving from my overflow, not from my depleted, diluted version of myself, if that makes sense. Because when I got sick and when my thyroid caused me so much distress from being stressed, I recognized I'm not taking care of me. And that's how it circles back to self-belief. That's how it circles back to boundaries. That's when it's talking about mindfulness. Because when you're not at peace on the inside, it's going to serve you, and you're going to show up on the outside as irritated, annoyed, not pleasant to be around. You're tired all the time. You're looking disheveled and rackety. You're not talking to yourself nice. I believe in sexy talk. And what that means is when you talk to yourself nice, that's what exudes out. So those are ways to create boundaries. And I also tell people to also think about what's upcoming that may cause you distress and come up with an action plan. For instance, if it's something that's coming up and you're not really sure, think about ways that you can answer that, or how you can give somebody a plan B option to what they're asking you to do that makes you feel more comfortable. Because I think we don't like saying no because we don't want to hurt people's feelings. But really at the end of the day, it's protecting your space, protecting your peace, which goes back to mindfulness, right? So once you do that, I also want you to think about, if you see me looking down, because you know I got notes, is build gates and not walls. And what that means for building gates and not walls is, a gate is you let in what's for you and let out what's not. A wall is nobody can come in. It blocks out the good and the bad. So you have to get to a point in your life that you understand that boundaries are like guardrails that keep you on track while being your authentic self, but not going too far left or right, but just allowing you to ride the path to building your dream life the way you see it for yourself. And I want that for you. And then choosing yourself more. I think it's so hard, I think, as ambitious moms and women, to choose yourself because you believe it is selfish. We hear the cliche, self-care isn't selfish. And we hear self-love isn't selfish. When you know your love language, about how you like to receive love and how you like to take care of yourself, recognize that when you choose yourself a little bit more, that you will learn that it will help everyone around you. So in summary, for the people pleasers, know your triggers, build those healthy boundaries, teach people how to treat you, say no more, especially if it's something that makes you feel uncomfortable, choose yourself more, right? Talk to yourself sexy, affirmations, whatever that is, positive talk, and become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because when you get to a point that you are pushing yourself through something and you're not showing up as your best self, you're not going to get to your next level, because to get to your next level means you have to do something different. And sometimes people get stuck and not wanting to grow, but remember, growth is done in motion. Growth is done when you continue to evolve, right? And I believe in words of the year. So my word of the year for this year is balance. So I have my new book coming out, plug on that. That's going to be coming out later this year. And I'm talking about how we create balance. But prior to that, my year before that, it was evolve. And the year before that was pivot. So find a compass, because we're now getting ready to go into the last quarter of 2023, and I want you to look at your life and say, am I building the life that I really want? And is that something that I see in Jineen that I want to? And if these are things that you're really thinking about, I have 3 ways that you can get to know me better. 1, you can go to coachjineen.com, book a call with me, and let's get you into a session. Let's get to it. 2, if you didn't know, I started, because y'all came through with the survey, I got my Unleashing Confidence playbook, and I give you my top self-belief secrets that are going to help you to step past your comfort zones with confidence and boldness, because people wanted to have confidence, right? But you have to talk to your self-belief on that. And to do that with this, I have a 30 prompt calendar. I don't know if you can see, I have things in here that are prompts, and I'll make a little video on that. And I definitely want you to get that. That was specially requested by the tribe, and it is there for you. I'll make sure to have it in the show notes down below, but I also have it in my link in bio so you can get it. I want you to save the date, because BLOOM Masterclass is circling back 2.0, okay? And if you was on there, make sure you let me know so we can tell the folks to come on through. That's already been, so they can get the experience. But September 22nd, I'm going to do it at 7 p.m. I'll make sure to have that in the show notes below, and also in my link in bio. But everything I've discussed is also on my website at intentionalqueenjourney.com, okay? And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you like these IG Live series I'm going to be doing. I'm going to come in and be teaching you some things and showing you more of my life and vlogging a little bit and just getting to know my community, because I believe that a tribe is when you start building it with community of like-minded people. You become like the 5 people you start to spend a lot of time with. And so when you are always on the growth, because you're a giraffe in these streets, you get to a point that you understand you got to look around who you're spending your most time with, because your net worth is as good as your network. Never forget that. And so if you're trying to build this dream life, get around like-minded people that's trying to do what you're trying to do, and get in the room. So this is you getting in my room so we can go ahead and get you together. Anyway, level up your intentional queen to a better you. I'm Coach Jineen. Make sure that you check out all the things that I have available to you, and I'll see you on the next live. Bye-bye.